Yeah, hello everyone. Now let's move to the next of the learning the feature. So this is not a feature which is we called as a pattern. So pattern is how we can make the multiple copies of an object. Okay. So from where you can find out, you have the option is called as a pattern. So we are going to generally cover these three one rectangular, circular, and pattern on the path. Now let's try to let's make a one base model for the general understanding. So I will create a one polygon. Okay, so I will create a one polygon here. Okay, here the number you can see that here you can define how much the side of the polygon you want. So here I need 6 side of polygon. So I click on that. Finish the sketch. Let me extrude it. Give some height. Little more. Now Now let's start with the understanding of the rectangular pattern. Okay, so for this I also need a one feature which I want the multiple copies of that. So I have this one. Let me extrude that as well. Fine. Okay. So I need the multiple copies in the two direction or something. So basically, rectangular pattern will work in the same way. Okay, if you need the multiple copies in the x, y direction, a two-dimensional surface, so then you can use the rectangular pattern. So let me click on the rectangular pattern. Here you can see we have the option, multiple options are there, types, the three types are there, we can choose any one of them, okay? And here we need to select the object type. We have multiple options, bodies, faces, components. We can, if we define any component, something like this, we can consider as a component. So most probably this feature, because these all are considered as a feature. So let me click on this. You can see that, okay, this feature has been selected now. Now, after that, you have to define the axis, in which direction you want to make the multiple copies, the initial direction. Okay, so let me select this one, and now after clicking on that, you have the option. You can see there's another option which is called as a distribution. So in the distribution, we have one option, extend and spacing. So extend will work as the, you can only define the distance between the first copy and the last copy. And in between of that, all the things will be distributed evenly spaced. Okay. And the second one is the option, it's called as a spacing, in which in each and every copy, if you want, if you have the distances of that, you want to define those distance, you can use the spacing option. Okay, so according to the requirement, we can use that. Now let's extend this. Okay, okay, I want in these both direction. So here you can see that the two axes are visible to you. Axis 1, here you can see the distances are visible. Let make it 100, and I want the copies needs to be 5. So you can see that multiple copies are there. In the axis 2, I want again the 5 copies, and the distance, let make it 100. Okay, you can see that it is going outward. So by this arrow, you can also adjust that also, or from this distance bar, you can also adjust that. I can just extend it little bit like this and click on OK. So this is an example by which we can create the multiple copies by using the rectangular pattern. Okay. The next one is I'm going to tell you about the using the pattern by using the path, the pattern on path. How we can do that? So let me take one of the face and draw a one path. So I'm using the spline, and here instead of having any straight line or something, I have something path like this. Fine. This is the path I define. Click on finish the sketch. Now again I am going to draw a feature. Let me take a one small feature. apply the extrude on that particular feature. Now, now I want this feature will follow this path and the multiple copies will be follow this path and create the multiple copies by using this one. Okay, so this is the basic requirement. You have to define feature, you have to define the path over there. Now click on pattern, click on pattern on path. Okay, the first thing you have to define object type. Object type will be this is the feature. Now you have to it will ask for that you have to define the path. So click on the path. Now I will select the path over there. This is the path I selected. Now it will ask for the distance, so how much the distance you want. So let me drag this. Okay. So you have to drag this and pull it at the end. Okay. So it will count that. Okay. This is the how much distance it will follow by using this path. Now let me give some quantity number. Let me give the 10 or 20. Okay. One not 120, this 20. Okay. So let me click on OK. So now you can see that I have this and it will considering this as a path and create the multiple copies by using that. Okay, so this is the another way by which if you have a path or something about around that, if you want to create the multiple copies, you can use the pattern on path. Now the last one is we have the option for a circular pattern. So let's say this path one, these path multiple copies, I want on each and every face. So now you can consider that this hexagon is basically a regular hexagon having one center axis. So let's say if I select this complete as a feature from the timeline, this feature and also the extruded portion. Now, after that, it will ask for the axis. About which axis, around which axis you want the multiple copies. If there is some kind of hodgepodge, you can also select it from the origin as well, where you will move your cursor. It will highlight that. It will show like this. And I have 6 faces, so I need the copies will be of 6 on each and every face like this. So now click on OK. So this is how you can see that I have able to understand the top one portion with the rectangular pattern I have created. This is with the help of the path and rest of the thing I have done with the polar pattern. Okay. In the next video, we will take a one example by using this how we can create using this rectangular and a circular pattern by on the our kind of one type of example and try to learn that. Okay. Thank you very much.